Hello indie game fan, I have some games in this video in genres that I don't usually cover, so if you would like to see more dedicated videos to these, please let me know in the comments below. But let's begin with Prison City, a throwback run and gun action platformer that goes back to the NES era, absolutely nailing the look. I thought that there was something familiar with this developer, and in digging a little deeper, the developer of Soul Stalker did also make the Outbound Ghost, which they had to DMCA strike their own game due to issues with the publisher, which perhaps explains why this game got fully funded on Kickstarter since people wanted to show their support. It self-describes as Paper Mario meets Vampire Survivors, where the developer is very good at the aforementioned papercraft art style, so hopefully they will find their footing with this game. This video is brought to you by Nefasto's Misadventure, a point-and-click adventure game in a glitchy video game-inspired world, which is releasing out of early access soon, and along with that comes the physical releases by publisher Pix and Love Games. Our main character, Nefasto, is an embodiment of game data, where a bug in the code threatens the game world, but our hero manages to escape but ends up in a bigger prison of the computer itself, where it then becomes a race against the clock to attempt to fix the bug and stabilize the system. I like the vibrant visuals here, along with a nice mix of both pixel and hand-drawn art, where there are 3 physical Switch versions of this game up for pre-order, the regular one, as well as 2 limited edition USA and Japan type cover versions respectively, so do place your orders via the link in the description below. Indie game fans, Zwaard needs your help. I've had my eye on this game since its Kickstarter campaign launched, but got tied up with other coverage when this game has almost reached its funding target with just 8 days left to go, being a pixel art action-adventure game inspired by Zelda and of course Hyper Light Drifter. However, gone are the pinks and blues of that game, replaced with a much greener, more Zelda-inspired look, but is set in a post-apocalypse with the typical amnesiac protagonist setup. Interestingly, the weapon of choice here is a sword, but one which can be customized from the point, blade, crossguard, grip, pommel and more, tweaking and affecting how it performs in combat, so if you love action-adventure games, do support this developer.
Existing only in memories is such a cold experience. But every time you appear, the barriers continue to wane.
We did also get a relatively new trailer for Read-Only Memories NEURODIVER a few weeks ago, where it appears that publisher Chorus Worldwide has stepped in to help make this game a reality. This long-in-development sequel to a game from 2015 was announced in 2019, but development seems to have been slow, but now has a release window of this year. You play as a psychic detective chasing down a rogue Esper who is hiding in the memories of others, so it's a bit trippy and meta in that Persona kind of way, with awesome pixel art that looks fantastic.
Sweet, you're here!
One of the wildest projects that I've seen in a while is Beyond Shadowgate, the sequel to a game from 1987, which I have not played before, but seems to be universally adored for being a pioneer in the dungeon-crawling adventure game space. Most interestingly, this is headed up by some of the original developers that worked on that game 30 years ago, where they're making a bigger and better version of the classic. The original game was ported to all kinds of consoles, with the NES version in particular being adored, so the developers chose an art style reminiscent of that, where the nostalgia is strong, and it has raised over 3 times its target with a couple of days left to go, so check it out for stretch goals and rewards. In case you missed it, we did also get the announcement of Skylines II, one that is technically from an independent team, but they have grown to be 30 plus people and have the backing of publisher Paradox, so I gave them a little asterisk, but this is the sequel to the insanely popular modern-day city building title from 2015. Now, I'm not too deep into this game like Bifa plays indie games is, so he must be having a field day with this announcement, but from the outside, it looks to be a more ambitious version of the same game, with better tech resulting in better simulation in their goal to become the most realistic city builder ever, which, honestly, they do have a good chance of doing so. Either that, or the older technology could not keep up, or they have finished milking their customers with 56 pieces of DLC, but it's still an exciting announcement for city building fans. A wonderfully cozy title that has already been fully funded on Kickstarter is Shashingo, a photography and educational game, which is another attempt at a game trying to teach you Japanese.
自転車自動販売機
The trick here is that you're wandering around a Japanese city where taking photos of objects will reveal their names, pronunciation, and translation, which might be a more effective way of learning, especially if you're just trying to get to a conversational level for a visit, where it seems like a wonderful concept, so if interested, check out the rewards for backing at different tiers.
寿司屋果物スケートボード
One of the most intriguing games in development also got a release date, and it is very soon, where The Library of Babel is a stealth-focused side-scrolling platformer, which is not something that you get every day. You play as a traveller who just so happens to be caught in a lockdown in the Library of Babel, where he has to uncover the secrets of the city in order to escape. The hand-drawn art is gorgeous, and I especially love the use of lighting and silhouettes, with some otherworldly sci-fi style character designs as well. This releases very soon, so do keep an eye out for the release. My goodness, We really have had consecutive announcements and reviews of awesome tactics titles, where I've been showcasing fantastic ones in my videos and YouTube shorts, so do check out that tab in case you have not, where this game has you commanding pilots in giant mechs as they do battle across a variety of worlds. It's a little bit odd looking in that there is a mismatch between the mech sprites and the overworld, but who can resist giant mechs, where this is based on the Lancer tabletop RPG series and is unsurprisingly named Lancer Tactics, already being fully funded on Kickstarter, and you can watch this video for more upcoming tactics titles.